one of the main attractions here in the Universal Studios is the tour itself. So we're heading there right now, and we'll ride the 60, the Fast and Furious, and the 60-minute tour. Restroom yan eh. Restroom.
That runs down the center of each car. Your guide will be back to assist you.
Now when you got on my tour, you got on the party tour here at Universal, so you're gonna have to make a little bit more noise than that. Let's try that again. I said, are you excited? Are you ready to go? Yes, that's what I like to hear. Now since we're gonna be hanging out for thanks to Chris, we do not have to walk our almost 400-acre studio, because I don't know about you guys. Or you experience any sound or video issues, just reach up. Our tour today features loud noises, sudden tram movements, fire effects, and many water effects. Keep those cameras out for some awesome photo opportunities we have in store for you. But be mindful that they might get wet. Be careful not to drop them. Speaking of cameras, last but not least, for the safety of you and the guests seated around you, there's no use of selfie sticks or tripods that extend while you're here on the tram. But keep those cameras ready, because Chris is now driving us into our studio where some of Hollywood's biggest names come to work every day. Right now he's driving you through some Universal history down the Universal movie timeline. If you look to either side of the tram, you can see some of the rich 104-year legacy we have here at the studio, including at the end of the timeline a poster for our 10th Best Picture winner, Green Book. But Universal is more than just a movie studio. Look over here to your right-hand side. This white building is Fire Station 51. This is a real working fire station. This is not a movie set. You see people singing competition show The Voice with coaches Kelly Clarkson, who also films her talk show right here on the lot. But over the years, Soundstage 12 has been transformed into everything like Frankenstein's Lab, Dracula's Castle, as well as Scarface's mansion, the clock tower from Back to the Future, Visitor Center from Jurassic Park. My personal favorite is Whoville from How the Grinch Stole Christmas, and Couple to Treat, all filmed where The Voice films currently. But if you look at your screens, you see what the inside of sound stages look like the majority of the time. Not very glamorous, the walls are blank, but they are very special. If you look at your screens, you'll see that padding. We call that Instaquill. That allows
patience from one another.
Yeah, you know, the heat makes us all act.
If your face stays where it is, it's gonna get punched.
As Chris drives us by the Superstore soundstage, I want to point out my Minion friends. They're hanging out by some more sound stages. These sound stages are where they filmed The Good Place, starring Kristen Bell and Ted Danson. The fourth and final season is now airing on NBC. You can also catch up on the NBC.com app. These sound stages is also where they film some reality shows. That is the preparation phase. That's where the script will be written, the actors will get cast, the budget gets fleshed out amongst many guests. The new Charlie's Angel movie this holiday season, as well as a company called Mark Platt Productions. They produced La La Land starring Ryan Gosling and Emma Stone, and the film version of Andrew Lloyd Webber's musical Cats, also in theaters this holiday season. And if you keep looking in this direction, you're going to see a very director, Mr. Alfred Hitchcock.
Good evening. My name is Alfred Hitchcock.
I have even more history for you at the end of the road here. These two sound stages we're passing were the first to be built at Universal since the days of Mr. Hitchcock having an office here on the lot. And it's very exciting to see them busy with production. This is where they're filming the farewell season of Will and Grace, reality shows as well like World of Dance, where dancers compete to win $1 million.
Oh, you're done now.
Alright everybody, I need you to do me a favor. Go ahead and buckle your seatbelts now, because to get to the rest of the tour, Chris has to take this train, actually drive up to 88 miles per hour. But we are taking you back to the future. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Hill Valley for the Back to the Future films. And off to your left-hand side, you will see the original clock tower used in the movies. I see a lot of you looking at the building, then looking back at me. Yes, I do realize it does not look exactly the same as it did in the films, but there's a reason behind that. Courthouse Square. This area became became so recognizable as what you see on your screens from Back to the Future, no other production wanted to film here. Because if they did, all you would see is this, and all you'd be thinking about is Back to the Future, not the production you were watching. But the television show is a small town. Sometimes productions need larger cities to film in, and we have them covered out here on the back lot. All we have to do is turn the corner, and we're in the Big Apple. Welcome to New York City, everybody. We have our own Macy's over here to your left, and even a Broadway district that Chris is going to drive us through. We built this Broadway district because this is the only way anyone could get tickets to Hamilton, you guys, is driving down the street. Okay, we still can't get tickets to Hamilton, but a girl can dream, right? Now, speaking of dreamers in a big city, I gotta throw things back over to my co-host, Jimmy Fallon.
Hey everyone, welcome to New York. I got my start right here in New York on Saturday Night Live. This is actually my old neighborhood. I once got mugged over there. An old woman, tough lady. This is my favorite hot dog guy. Hey buddy, how's it going? Remember me?
It's called Skull Island. It was featured in Peter Jackson's King Kong.
It's the original King Kong that made me want to direct movies. I saw that movie on TV when I was about sweep you up and finish. Kong literally does that. I mean, you're on board the ship, you're sailing to a lost island, you encounter monsters and creatures from, prehistoric times. It's great to have you along for the ride.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, as we take you into Skull Island, we will ask you all to please remain seated during our adventure. The terrain does get a little bumpy and shaky where we're going to be going, so make sure you hang on tight to all of your personal belongings. If you choose to take any pictures or video, be aware that your cameras and smartphones may get wet, and please do not use any flash. Cruise nice and slow to get some awesome pictures of these pictures cars. Like picture cars from the Back to the Future films, as well as the Fast and the Furious franchise. Try saying that 10 times fast. But my favorite's towards the end of the row. It is the gyrosphere that was featured in Jurassic World and Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. If you go back and watch those movies, you're going to notice something is missing from the vehicle parked out here. That glass sphere. I got some movie magic for you. That glass never existed in real life. They added it during post-production, the final step of making a movie, using a process called computer-generated imagery, or CGI. We use CGI and not real glass for a couple reasons. One, safety. Putting our actors in the heat and humidity of Hawaii where they filmed the movie for a 12 to 18 hour working day, that's just not very safe, right? And two, when you're working with glass, you have to worry about reflections. If it was real, especially a glass sphere, you would have seen everyone and everything behind the camera, and that's not what we want. We want to immerse you as much as possible, not just in filmmaking, but out here on the tour. Why talk about Jurassic Park when we can just go there?
Welcome to Jurassic Park.
Could not have said that better myself, but that's right. Jurassic Park. You'll see it on your screens and off to your left-hand side. Now on screen, it sounds like the mobile lab is made like metal. The sound effects you hear is added in post-production using a process called Foley. If you check out our special effects show in the theme park, you can see how the... Chris? Aren't there dinosaurs in those cages this morning? Okay, it looks like the dinosaurs got out, but don't worry guys. As they say, life finds a way. Sorry about that, you guys. Now, I know you thought that was dinosaur spit, but it's not. It's not spit. I promise you. You can catch dinosaurs like those in the newest Jurassic World film, coming in theaters in 2021, and 3 of the original stars from Jurassic Park are reprising their roles. Sam Neill, Laura Dern, and Jeff Goldblum are all coming back. I'm very excited. Now, in the Jurassic World and Jurassic Park movies, they use rain to enhance the terror of the scene. Most time you see rain in movies, it has to be added manually, and we get to show you exactly how with a thunderstorm demonstration here in our own Mexico sets. But excuse me for one moment, I have to check in with our folks in the weather booth. Give me 1 second here. Hey guys on the booth, Chris and Mike are here with all of our friends ready for our thunderstorm demonstration. Go hands-free? Yeah, I can totally do that. Alright everybody, I go hands-free for the folks in the booth. I want you guys in the tram to do me a favor. I want you to pretend that you're the camera as we look off here to your left-hand side. You'll notice with the right weather effects and the right camera angle, we create the perfect storm. Alright guys, we're officially in Old Mexico. cue up the thunder and lightning for me? Okay, looks like they're not going to do it today. They're filming. Okay, so it looks like the New York Film Academy is filming today, but I want to show you what we can do here in our own Mexico set. You might have seen it in Big Fat Liars, starring Paul Giamatti, Frankie Muniz, and Amanda Bynes. The studio tour got started. Our founder, Carl Lemley, would invite audiences here to watch us film our silent westerns. After filming was done or wrapped for the day, on the way out, guests had the opportunity to buy a dozen of eggs because, believe it or not, the studio and theme park you guys are enjoying today all started off as a chicken ranch before anything else. I know that's crazy. But since the days of the chicken ranch, tons of Hollywood stars have moseyed through our western sets like Quentin Tarantino, Brad Pitt, and Leonardo DiCaprio as they were filming Quentin Tarantino's latest movie, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, in the western sets last summer. In fact, if you go back and watch the movie, they use these sets for about 40 minutes in the film. It's very exciting to see. And they released an extended version of the movie that you could catch at our City Walk cinemas, so you might see these sets even longer. Speaking of filming, across the way there through the trees, you'll see some more sound stages. These are even newer than the ones I pointed out earlier on in the tour. And again, it's very exciting to see them in productions like Jordan Peele's Us, filmed some scenes in sound stages 26 and 27. Currently, it's being used for NBC.com's newest show, Sunnyside, executive produced, created by and starring Cal Penn. And that's also they're filming right next door the second season of Homecoming that stars Janelle Monáe. They can catch it in theaters right now, and the Harriet Tubman biopic Harriet, also starring Leslie Odom Jr. and Cynthia Erivo. You're right over here in our area of the studio. In fact, you've seen Little Europe at Spain during the running of the bulls 3 times. The first time in City Slickers, starring Billy Crystal. The second time in Night and Day, starring Tom Cruise and Cameron Diaz. The third time, I'm not gonna lie, it's my favorite, and it's an adorable Geico commercial called The Running of the Bull Dogs. They had puppies running around all day. One of my favorite days to work here. But currently, you're seeing Little Europe dressed or decorated for the good place. They have not striked or taken down the sets yet. So take pictures of the sets as you see them. Go back and watch seasons 1, 2, and 3 on Netflix or over on NBC.com. You'll see them looking exactly as you do right now. And as you probably guessed from my tour, I'm a big Universal history buff, and Little Europe is full of Universal history, especially this area to the right-hand side of the tram. This courtyard we call the Court of Miracles. And if you look back, you'll see the archway with the flowers going over it. That is the same location of where Frankenstein made his Hollywood debut. The first time we ever see him chasing those poor villagers is right over there. Monsters like Frankenstein, Dracula, the Wolfman, essentially, you name a monster, they moseyed past Video Village and cross services. You'll see that staircase that leads up to the second story here in Soundstage 50. What we're able to do is a continuous shot of the camera. We can follow the actor getting out of the subway, where we are right now, walking up the stairs without having to cut or edit everything back together. We can follow them in one continuous shot, almost like a one-take video. Ooh, okay. Ladies and gentlemen, don't worry, we get tremors like that all the time. Trust me, I'm working right here. Take everything. Like I was saying, okay, this might be the big one. Hang on, everybody, we're just gonna run this one out. a trip to the beach. And lucky for you, we have our very own beach out here on the back lot. The tranquil New England town of Amity that was featured in Steven Spielberg's Jaws. I see some of you looking at me with concern. Don't worry, look off to your right-hand side. You'll see they caught the shark that was terrorizing the place. And we're in for such a treat. We get to meet the man behind the epic catch. Please, Captain George. Captain George! Can you hear me? Come on up from the water and talk to my new friends about how you caught that shark by yourself. Oh, that's not him. Okay, looks like there's another shark in the water. So stay seated, everybody. Hang on tight to your stuff. We don't want it falling in the water. We're just gonna park here till the shark swims away. Oh, Captain George, there's a shark coming right for you. So we're just gonna watch you catch this one, okay? This is so exciting. You know what? He's so brave to be out there in that water. He just has so much guts. And I see them there. Okay, we are now at threat level midnight. Once again, remain seated, remain calm. Good thinking, Chris. Pull away from the scary shark. Park next to the safe pier full of gasoline tanks. You guys, I don't see the shark anymore. Does anyone see the shark out there? No. Whoop, there it is. Ladies and gentlemen, our great big mechanical shark. Though he's fake, the fear was real, and don't even try to deny it. I saw all of you do one of these up and down the tram. Used in the movie Jaws, not so much. In fact, one of their sharks, on the very first day of filming, it sank to the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean. And then, once it's back, an extra 100 days. Now that's like turning a homework assignment in 100 days late. It's not a good idea, it's not something you want to happen, but in this case it worked out pretty great, because originally Jaws was going to be changed the way that studios like Universal release pink movies. That's why you guys see the Jurassic World movies in the summertime, all because of the mechanical sharks that they used to Jaws. I'm going to point out the set behind it and get an up-close view of what the facade looks like, that false front I mentioned to you back. But you may recognize it from some of your favorite movies and TV shows and music videos. Smash Mouth filmed our R-Star music video right here on the street. Over here to your right, that green and brick house was used in a holiday movie called Why Him, starring Bryan Cranston. 2 doors down, that brown house, I like to call it the face of Ace Hardware. You go on the Ace Hardware website, you will see this house with the logo right in front of it. They also used this house in a promotional video for the new Jumanji movie, starring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and Kevin Hart. They did that this past Halloween. Promotional dates for Neighbors 2 with my future husband, Zac Efron, also filmed on the street. Now I know you're thinking, Maisha, Chris, a backlot. You get more control over things that you might not have on location. Sound being a huge issue into that, because if you guys listen, it's pretty quiet out here, right? All you hear is me and the tram. No traffic driving around, not even planes going overhead. Out here, we're able to get the actors' dialogue, them talking. Everything else we can fix in post-production. You also get some control over your budget. On location, you have to pay the city to secure your set. You also have to pay all the residents and businesses for the inconvenience of filming. Think about shutting down a Starbucks for a day. That can rack up your budget quite a bit. It's a lot easier to film out here on the lot. But since we've seen these houses in person, let's see what they look like in some of your favorite productions. He's driving his fiber utilized in this scene, where Martha McHouvier is decorating for the hula days. It looks like she's shooting the lights onto the house. That was not the case when they were filming out here. The footage to make it look like this. So you essentially can recreate this scene this holiday season using Snapchat and Instagram and impress all of your friends. You're welcome. Now we got one more house to show you, but I will warn you, the guy that lives here, the psychopath, you're gonna notice the house is gonna shrink a little bit. That is because it's made with forced perspective. We made it smaller than your average house at 3/4 scale. That way at the bottom of the hill here, it makes it look larger, as you see here on your screen. But we're at that band led by a man named Owen Shaw. After somebody here on the tram, you don't have to say who you are. We'll keep you all safe because Chris got the location of the safe hideout to keep us in. Now, Chris, I know they told you to hide us out in here, but they happen to say, wait, hold on, what's going on?
Hey, you! They just got here.
Hi.
All right, I got it. Well, listen, hello, beautiful people, particularly you right there missing the third row. How you doing? You good? My name is Roman Pierce. Pleased to meet you. My buddy Hobbs acts as a statue.
Are you kidding me, Roman? You didn't shut off your phone, bro?
I gotta call you back. I'm in the middle of
See what I'm talking about?
Call you back.
Man.
It was on vibrate.
Entertainment capital of LA. But as they say in the movies, that's a wrap. Bye, everybody.
So guys, if you like our videos, please subscribe to our channel and feel free to comment. Hit the bell, hit the bell, hit the bell, hit the bell. Come on guys, hit the bell.
For notifications. And don't forget to share.
And like.